So I just did a video stating that we have a murder and violence problem in our community amongst the young people, and a lot of it is being inspired by or spearheaded by the music. And this is the type of comment that I get. Yes, there are problems, but this happens in every race. The media doesn't show that. Like, this is part of the issue, what I said in the video. We can't solve any problems. The issues are getting worse and worse. We're losing generation after generation of young people. The culture is being rotted. And the reason for that is one of three things. We want to either ignore the problem, we want to downplay the problem, or we want to blame somebody else for the problem. And that's what we have in this comment. Every time we try to have a conversation about real issues that are affecting our children, it's one of three things. Oh, it's not really happening, or it's not really that bad like y'all saying, or it's not our fault, it's the white man's fault, or they doing it too. And that's the issue. That's the problem. I'm coming to you saying, listen, do y'all understand that homicide is the leading cause of death for young black males? There is no other group of males in this country that murder is the leading cause of death. Let me break that down, because people act like they don't know what you're talking about. So basically what I'm telling you is, if a young black man dies, the most common way he dies is someone takes his life. That is only true for young black males. For other groups, it's sickness, it's car accidents, suicide, whatever, something like that. But for black males, and this is only true for black males, if a young black male dies, more than likely he was murdered. And let's just be real. When you hear of a young person dying, your first thought is, man, he must have gotten in a car accident. Man, he must have developed cancer at a young age. No, your first thought is, someone probably killed him. And it's like, we can't solve that problem. Excuse me, I'm over here grilling for a second. But we can't solve that problem because we don't even want to acknowledge that it's a real problem. Every time we bring up a real problem in the community, it's, oh, well, it's white folks' fault. Or we're not the only ones. Other people doing it too. It's just, listen, I don't want to hear none of that. People are dying. See, that's the issue. We are way more concerned about making the white man look bad, highlighting the historical issues and mistakes that the white man has made. We are much more focused on demonizing the system. We are much more focused on garnering up support and saying the right things and being on code and I'm pro-black. And so we don't want to say anything that needs to be said. We don't want to address things that need to be addressed. It's just crazy. And this is how, and I talked about this in the video, this is how that whole drill thing started off in Chicago and spread to every major black city. That's how it happened. Because when it was going on in Chicago, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, it's because of the white man and the conditions that he set. Oh, other people in other races kill each other. And so we didn't stomp it out. We didn't call it out. We didn't shut it down. And now it's all over the place. And the leading cause of death for young black men is homicide. And we still don't want to acknowledge the problem. And it's the same thing when it comes to our kids and their education. You know how long our kids have been at the bottom of performance on state tests in reading and math? We've been at the bottom for as long as we can remember. But we can never fix the problem. We can never address the problem because once again, we want to blame somebody else, act like it ain't happening, talk about the system. It's like we get so caught up in being woke and pro-black and standing up for the people and fighting against the system that we don't actually prioritize solving problems. And so the suicide rate amongst young people is higher than it's ever been. The literacy rate and the math rate is lower than it's ever been. The murder rate is higher than it's ever been. But hey, man, we writing books and we writing lectures and we talking about the problems with the white man and we talking about the system and we won't back down. But we are failing our following generations every single time because we want to do something as simple as acknowledge. Like, can we, like, seriously, let's start with step one. Can we acknowledge we have a violence problem amongst one another? Let's start there. Can you agree with the fact that the leading cause of death for black males is homicide, and that's not true for any other group? Can we acknowledge that that's a problem? Can we start there? Before you start the whataboutism, and listen, can we acknowledge that there's a problem?